Okay, welcome back to Case Closed. Anime Review, episode number 86. This one reviewing the 977 episode of anime. Now, here's the strange thing about this particular episode. Its title. Now, apparently, its sort of translated title is Fish Bowl, but basically, that's what referred to as a Crunchyroll. But it translated as Crunchy as Fish Tank. Episode starts off with basically Mori and Conan in an office of a greedy businessman who apparently will not return the money to this couple who he had borrowed money from his vessel for these. They explain later it's over goldfish of all things. He has freaking goldfish. They get upset by it and they leave. And Maury's like, "Why did you hire me?" He said, "Protect me, people." Yeah, it turns out because of how much of a greedy businessman is. Maury's like, "I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to sell my soul to the devil." So him and Conan just walk out. They get the bus stop. Like, I don't know where the bus is. Yeah, I've been there. Though I've never been in what happened at the ending. The ending was so stupid. Yep. So then they hear a scream, and they also have the other person. I think this guy is the vice president of the company. His girlfriend is there. She looks like she's probably in her 20s. He looks like probably in his mid to late 30s. Yeah. The greedy businessman is overweight, and he looks like he's probably pushing 50. Yep. So, in the case of basically happens, so they hear a scream, so they run to the front door, take the elevator up to about the third or fourth floor, and then they come across an office worker who screams, saying, "Oh yeah, look, it's the greedy businessman, and he's dead, and he got his brains bashed in by a frickin' statue." What kind of statue? A fish statue wrapped in a towel, which is very suspicious. This towel is very suspicious. And look, another scream. The VP is dead. He got stabbed, and apparently a fish tank is broken. Okay, so Conan very wisely just takes the fish, and just put him in another fish tank. Now, as far as I can tell, Conan is not in trouble for doing this, because I'm sure even the police officer probably done the same thing. Though it's later explained later on by the wife of the store owner that she loves goldfish because she become an expert on them, and she mentions that this particular goldfish that Conan put in there is sick, and he was supposed to be in a disinfected tank, which I'm like, interesting to say the least. Which, cool piece of info, and that's actually the key to basically solving the case. Now, Mori comes up with a possible solution of what exactly happened. And as far as he's concerned, mostly it's the same except for one thing: the order of the two people who died. According to his version of events, the culprit walked the front door, and apparently took the elevator up to this floor, walked across this walkway, which had windows on it, and goes into the office of the president, bashed his brain to a statue. Now, of course, they also mentioned that the towel was stolen. Now, I suspect that the store owner is suspected of killing this guy because he had motive. So apparently the culprit took his towel, went upstairs, wrapped in the statue, which was already there, bashed the guy's brains in, and then apparently the culprit, seeing that the VP sees this, he gets stabbed, and he's considered collateral damage. And apparently killing him knocks the fish tank. And here's the thing: the knife is never found. Yeah, because it is mentioned that the VP was stabbed. And surprisingly, the knife is never found, surprisingly. We find the fish statue, no problem at all. And Conan figures out, though, who it is via a stain on the culprit's hip, and a sign that basically is stained. So, thanks to talking with also Takagi, who figures out that they think that the towel, which is wrapped in blood, I'll make sure someone can take a towel, a water, and with disinfectant. Interesting. And so Coda comes up with the ingenious thing. So they confirm that the way these two people died is correct. If the order was different, I kind of suspect this because this is a typical case closed. Where even though you would have two victims, we're thinking that the second victim who was found was killed second. Nope, it was completely reversed. The corporate actually stabbed the VP first, then killed the president as a cover because of how much he's despised. And it turns out the person behind this is the VP's girlfriend. Yep. Apparently she killed him because he broke up with her. Yep. He didn't love her anymore. All because he's rich. How stupid this man is. You have a beautiful woman as your girlfriend and you dump her because you got rich? How stupid are you? So she went freaking nuts, stabbed him, and then killed the prez as a cover. And then she started laughing, and then, of course, apparently he also apparently hit her in the freaking arm, nearly breaking her arm. And then, of course, McGuire does his usual message that she shouldn't really have done this. She breaks down in tears. Purse is dragged away. And then they have this hilarious gag at the end of the episode. They go back to the bus stop, and they realize that they actually went to the wrong bus stop. Yeah, runs the whole time. Wrong bus stop. This was an interesting episode, well written. I do like seeing the Coda knock out Mori. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering, is going to be an episode next week? Probably not. Because I think the way the thing is now, it's like, once every 2 weeks instead of like every week now. Yeah, they're probably on a very tight schedule to get these episodes every couple weeks. So basically, in place of still not having like a new episode, let's just say a remastered of an old episode. Yep. Alright, so now new chapter of the manga, chapter 1057, The Reason for the Cipher. And this is the conclusion to this case. It's a three-parter. We have Watsuki, Yonako, Ren, and Conan. Figure out deciphering the code exactly what it is. And it turns out who killed this particular guy who got killed at the start of this was actually, they figured out thanks to breaking the code that it was actually the wife. Yep, the wife, who was actually in the wheelchair. Yep, in the wheelchair. And everybody's talking about this. Yeah, they talk about this for quite a while. Even they figured out who the culprit is, they didn't have enough evidence. And of course, Mori's in the bath. So basically, he's embarrassed he would go out there. And then, of course, after they figure out who it is, they figure, okay, what was the other message? Oh yeah, he needs toilet paper. Toilet paper. And of course, they all laugh at it. Yep. And of course, we're missing a Shogun piece. Yeah, and then we cut to the studio, and we cut to Cafe Parrot, where we see Amuro talking to like the waitress, who I think that they have a thing for each other. It's implied he may have a thing for her, but it doesn't go much anyplace. And, is it girlfriend? No. Or is it piling up? Or plugging up? Let's go back to work now. And then he says, and he's looking at a photo of the Watsuki, the teacher he met in the last arc of the series. Interesting to say the least. Is he suspecting she might be Rum? Yeah, she's one of the 3 people who suspect of being Rum. The other, of course, being this guy right here. Can't exactly good look at him, but yeah, he's the other person suspected of being Rum, along with the superintendent, who's also his boss. Yeah, these people are basically the prime suspects of being Rum because they're missing an eye. I would have been past it that the teacher is actually Rum. That would be interesting to say the least because of her split personality. Yeah. Of course, next thing is actually Zero's tea time. Yep. No, in case you're wondering, I've never read it, but it does interesting to read that manga focuses on Amuro, which I might be interested in reading it. Yeah. But what did I give this chapter? I'm gonna give it 9 out of 10. It does progress the arc really well, and it's definitely something that I would look forward to. Let's just say reading at some point 0 tea time. But yeah, that's particularly it for this particular review. Stay tuned for my review for the newest episode of Boruto. Yep. I'll see you next video. Bye.